What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Discussions with Sadistic Pixel. Today, we're going to talk about the game that is very controversial right now that just came out, The Order 1886.
1886? Are you sure it's not 1887, John?
Yes, it's
Okay.
1886. I think. I might be wrong. But, you know, the big controversy right now is it's too short, too many quick time events, blah, 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 blah.
Same thing they've been saying about it for about a year now, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, everybody's worries have been amplified because of rogue media, and
I'm not going to say rogue media.
But,
I'm going to
well,
say media that can't think on its own.
yeah, pretty much. So, what's your... We've all played it here. I mean, Zack hasn't got as far yet, but, I mean, so far, we'll start with you, and then we'll go to you.
Okay, absolutely.
Because, you know, different spectrums. From the beginning of the game, where you are right now, what do you think?
I like it so far. I mean, I could see the problems that people would say about how it's pretty fast paced right now, because I'm already on chapter 3, and chapter 2 not much happened at all. Like, I only walked around for a few minutes, and now we're on chapter 3. So I can see where the problems lie, how fast it is, but so far that's not deterring my enjoyment of the game. I like it. I like playing it right now. The QT events or anything don't bother me. The cinematics don't bother me because it's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
The voice acting is really good. And that's like just because it might be short doesn't mean it ain't good.
Yeah. Okay, so
I
you're
like it
good.
so far. I like it so far.
So, Justin, from a completionist standpoint, since you platinumed the game and everything's, you know, you've done everything, what do you think of it? What's your opinion?
I really enjoyed it. Like, I understand, like, it's nothing, like, it's not a masterpiece. It is a fun, good game. I mean, it could have been a lot better. I think it is, to me, it is almost like a AAA Telltale game mixed with some Naughty Dog influences and some Gears of War. I would call it Sony's answer to Gears of War. Yeah. It won't be as big and maybe it's not as violent, but man, that game, it has some of the coolest guns I have ever used in a video game. That gas-powered machine gun with the thermite
gun.
Oh my god! Have you gotten to use that yet? The thermite gun? Oh man,
you're getting close though. It's
one of the best guns made in a video game. I mean, there are the art cannon. That stuff's really cool.
I love that art.
Yeah, I mean, it is really cool. And I feel like it's more of a, and I'm gonna try and get through this without spoiling anything because I don't want to spoil too much for you because I just did basically. I feel like it's the Order 1886 is like a foundation that Sony has laid for a new franchise that they're gonna create because I feel like it's one of those games like the next game will blow it out of the water.
Yeah.
The game has serious pacing issues, like you were saying. Like you just went through chapter 2 and nothing happened. That happens consistently, like throughout the game, where it just like it'd be cinematics and then it'll be like, oh, that was chapter 12, now it's chapter 13. You know what's up with that? But at the same time, the gameplay, sure it's repetitive, but it's fun. I don't know. How do you guys feel about Galahad? Do you like him? I mean,
I think he's a good
I
character.
do too. He's got a lot of internal anger and struggle, and I like how there's that. Like I said, I don't want to spoil too much. There later on, you'll meet. You know, he'll meet a character, and it causes him to question what he believes in. And
I imagine since how it started in the beginning, something happened.
Yeah.
I imagine
exactly. And that I really enjoy internal conflict, but like there are a lot of things that happen in the game where you're just like, oh, they're gonna explain this, and then they don't do it, and I'm just like, this game obviously they had a sequel planned out from the beginning. So for Ready at Dawn's first console game, I think it is a good game. It is so beautiful. That game is the most beautiful game I've ever played, by far.
Aren't they coming out with what's the next game they're coming out with? It's that kind of Heavy Rain type game, isn't it?
Until Dawn, Until Dawn's being done by, I think it's called like Respawn Entertainment.
Okay.
That is not right, but I don't think so. But that's not Ready at Dawn. Ready at Dawn is
maybe just because it had the word Dawn in it.
Ready at Dawn is the company that made those very popular PSP games. They made they made Daxter. I think they made Daxter, and then they made the 2 God of Wars on the PSP. So they know how to make good games. In fact, like I don't know about you because I know you're a God of War fan. A lot of people seem to like the God of War games on the PSP better than the console. I mean, I know that's like mind blowing, but a lot of people seem to enjoy those.
Well, Ghost of Sparta. I love Ghost of Sparta.
Yeah. The two PSP God of Wars were really well made. Like, I'm surprised they played as well as they did on the PSP, in which, I mean, I liked some of them more than I did the other ones. Like, I think Ghost of Sparta, I liked it more than I liked God of War 1 and everything, and the story was really good and whatnot, but main thing I was surprised about is how well they played on those titles, on those consoles, this format.
Now, what's your opinion on the order?
I'm kind of in between the story right now. Like, I haven't finished it, and I'm a little bit past the beginning.
Yeah, when we were talking, you're very close to the end of the game.
Well, so far, most beautiful game I've ever played. They did awesome with even like all the one weird thing that I noticed is that even for like characters that, you know, most of the time in games, for characters that aren't going to play a part in the story, like the citizens in the background or something, the ones you can see are completely different. They even came up with different faces for everybody in a crowd, which is awesome because, you know, in most games you'll see like some people that look the exact same, like in Assassin's Creed, you know, which I don't expect them to go through and make.
I know.
But I mean, everything is to a T. Beautiful. That portion of the game's awesome. So if you want to play a game for just the pure beauty, because I know there's people out there that, like, you know, if a game's not very pretty, more than they don't really like it.
Yeah, well, that's a stupid reason to not like a game, by the way. But at the same time, I love alternate history. And
that's what
the alternate history in that game is really cool. Like the columns and stuff they use in the late 1800s. That's so cool that they do that stuff. And
it's kind of like a different perspective on werewolves and stuff.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, everybody knows there's werewolves in the game because of the previews and all that. But, like, you know, you never expect... they're called half-bloods. And you don't expect to find them, like, eating human bodies as humans because... Like, when I first saw that, I was like, oh, zombie. And then it turned into, like, you know, I think they're lichens. Lichens, yeah. And like, that's awesome. And
you're seriously at the point in the game where you're going to be like, oh, wow, this is in the game, too? Like, you are literally 5 seconds away from the game, like, completely changing. And, like... So, like, when you'll know what I'm talking about. And you could honestly sit at home all day tomorrow and finish it just like that. I mean, it's such an easy platinum. I mean, you were telling me I platinum, but it's not something to be like, oh yeah, I platinum big, because the trophies in the game were really easy. Which shame on you, Ready Dawn, because you should make them more challenging. But I really enjoyed it. It could have been a lot better. I still think Microsoft, as released exclusives, I still think Microsoft holds the edge. But I think once Bloodborne, Until Dawn, and Uncharted 4 come out, it's clearly going to swing in the favor of Sony. And this is, I feel like the order is going to be this generation's, like, Resistance trilogy.
Yeah,
they're pushing it. I mean,
what I didn't like, which I hope they change later on, is how some things happen over and over again. Like, I don't know if he's ran into a point like this yet, but there's a lot of points where you have to shoot your way out, and it happens so frequently. Like, the objective will be like, do this sneakily, you know, like sneak through this area, and like, but it's characterized to change it automatically. Like, you can't sneak through the area, and enemies will just be pouring out, which you have. There's a limited amount of ammo, but it's easy to find more and like switch out guns. But that's just what's really repetitive about it. I know that people...
It has a very repetitive nature.
Yeah, I know that people have said that, but there's so much that's good about it. Like, the story's not bad.
No,
I don't think it deserves a 2 out of 10.
No, I don't either.
Which we'll get to that in a second. But like,
well, the review scores are silly in themselves. I know people like them, but sometimes like people don't even read what people are writing, and like they just go straight to the score. So
and it's like we can give an example of Dying Light. You know, like that game didn't get very good reviews, but I love it. Zack loves it, and I mean, I don't know how much you played of it yet. But
I want to finish it thoroughly before I give my final opinion on it. But it is better than I thought it would be
through reviews. Yeah, I mean. But all in all, let's just, before I say this, how about, what would you give it? Like, out of a 10 score, what would I mean, you
Start
can't
with
really
Zach.
judge,
Let Zach talk. I know he hasn't played much.
I can't really say much about it because, like I said, I haven't played much of it.
Yeah.
But I like having you on here because it gives you kind of like the beginner's perspective of it, and I like that because I've completed it. He's in the middle. It's a very interesting perspective. It's kind of like that the spectrum.
If somebody out there is watching this, would you say? I know I'm not going to put a dollar value behind it. Do you think the gameplay would be worth, playing? Like, do you think it has much replay value? Do you think the $60 tag would kind of come back to you? Because when you play a game, you kind of like buy it for a replay value. Like
you want to like see if you could play it again.
So far, like from what you played, do you feel like that $60 tag, that $60 has just been gone, or do you think like you're going to get more and more out of it?
I don't think it's just gone. I think I'm going to get more out of it because from what it looks like, the story itself is good. I'm liking the story so far. The pacing needs to be fixed. It's really fast, but just from like one of the things I noticed when you pause the game, there's an option called the Armory. So I'm wondering if that means like you can go through the game again where you're using different weapons than what you had before.
Yeah, I still haven't figured out what that's about, the Armory. Like, I don't know if that's going to be DLC or what.
Or if it's like something, you can just look at all the guns that are in the game and just read about them, like what the history and stuff is.
I guess. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention, how cool is that main menu when you started it up and you click new game and you're like, oh wow, Galahad's getting drowned right now. Yeah, it was really cool, right?
It started you right off the bat.
I thought it was really neat when they did that.
Okay, from you beat the game.
Yes.
I don't know if you beat it multiple times or just
once.
What do you feel that your $60 was well spent?
I do, but that's the problem.
I don't. Yeah, we're not going to tell you if it's worth it or not but
I feel it does because I love cinematic experience games. I'm a movie buff, and when movies and games mix well, then I really enjoy that. That's why I love Naughty Dog so much. I'm not saying this is like a Naughty Dog game, but this is the type of game I enjoy, and I enjoyed it. I mean, it wasn't mind-blowing, but it was a fun game. I really feel like the next game, and once you two finish it, you'll know what I'm talking about. The next game should be bigger and better, and should be open world. You'll understand what I'm talking about at the end of it, and like I feel like that would work better, and I think Sony should give them a shot with the sequel. I think the game they haven't come out with sales numbers, but I think it's sold pretty well.
Yeah.
So
I mean, everybody was looking forward to it when it got announced. For me, it was worth it. It was worth. Personally, I think it was worth the money, which you can take that for what it's worth.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So we'll leave Zach out of this part of it. What would you rate it? I mean, you haven't got.
Yeah, I can't rate it really.
Like based on what type of scale? 10 scale?
1 to 10, yeah.
Okay, well, with 5 being average, or
5 average.
I would give it somewhere between like I would probably give it about a 7, somewhere between a 7 and an 8. But I don't want to start doing like 0.5s and things like that. So I will round it down and go with a 7. I think it was a fun, engaging game. But the pacing hurts it because the chapters don't know whether they want to be gameplay or cinematic, and that kind of hurts it. And I don't know, there were a lot of unanswered questions. It feels to me kind of how Ground Zeroes is, where Ground Zeroes is kind of introducing you to what Phantom Pain is going to be. I feel like that's what the Order is going to do, and I can't speak a lot on that without spoiling the game for you two, and you guys will understand by the next time, like when you finish it. You'll understand what I'm talking about. I feel like the next game will be just mind-blowing. Like I wasn't very excited about the Order 1886. I was and I wasn't. I flip-flopped, and then I'm glad I bought it because I got to enjoy it. And will I play it again? If there's some story DLC, probably. But I mean, if you like cinematic experiences, then I recommend it.
I will completely agree with that. I think I would probably give it an 8. I feel probably like it's just the kind of game that I really enjoy. Even though there are a lot of quick time events. I have been killed a lot because of I messed up doing a quick time event, but that doesn't bother me. Like I think it adds to the game because you always kind of have to be on your toes and be ready for something. So I'd give it an 8, and I say, I would replay it, and if it got some story DLC, I'd probably buy it, or maybe hopefully they'll give it to us. I don't know.
I bet they will.
But so with that You say that's it?
I agree, absolutely.
Good.
I like that.
Absolutely.
Well, that's the end of this discussion. Leave us a like, favorite, give us a comment on what you would like us to talk about. I mean,
If you disagree with us or agree with us, we would love to know.
You can shoot us an email. You can go to our website to find our email at sadisticpixel.com. Send us an email.
Absolutely.
Leave a comment down below. We get on YouTube every day and just like stare at our statistics, you know.
And let John know how great he's doing as his first hosting job. So good job, John.
Well, thank you. I had a few rough starts, but
Oh, it wasn't that bad. And you should check out, Zack did one, and you should check that video out. And then Trevor and I did another one.
Yeah.
And we have one with all of us as a group. And I just want to, if you don't know what these discussions are, it's just our discussions going on and our experiences with them. So sometimes it'll be 2 of us, 3 of us, 4 of us. It's just whatever it want to be.
And check out our other YouTube videos. We have discussions, podcast. We got a few drive casts up there where we just drive around and basically do a podcast until we get to where we're going. We have gameplay videos. We have our old Twitch videos. I mean, we're loaded right now with stuff for you guys to watch. I mean, it's all good. We got articles on the website you can read if you love reading, reviews. Justin does some awesome like movie reviews, and like he'll tell you what movies are coming out. Like there's some movies I never even heard of that I'm really excited for now. But we'll leave it at that. If you, like I said, leave us a like, favorite, do whatever, you know. But I guess we'll see you next time. Have a good one.
Oh, Trevor, could you play with that anymore? I seriously can't focus because Trevor's over here.
Whenever.